you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
I just got to make sure to unmute my mic because I have to mute my mic in the starting soon screen. Hello, everybody. Yeah, hello. I just mute you guys.
Oh, I should retweet that. Did you tweet something?
I did. I just did. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dissect that Film Live. It is September 29th, 2023. It's close enough to the end of the month. We only got one more day. But we're here, like normal, to talk about the fun we had in September and to look forward, or to talk about what's coming forward in Spooktober, as we like to call it here at Dissect That Film. We got Fiore in the chat already who says, all right. Time to enjoy the night with my peeps, my rough riders, the good ones. Parker, Dan, and Angela, good to see the three of you here now. Good to see you, Fiore.
Thank you.
Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. It's always good to see you in the chat.
Yeah.
I figured I would enjoy the last, I know it's officially fall, but I'm going to enjoy the last remnants of summer with my final summer Sam Adams beer. So...
What is it?
It's called a Porch Rocker. It's a lemon radler. So it's kind of a lemonade lemonade beer. It's really good. Really, really good. Please let us know in the chat if volumes need to be turned up. We for some reason for the last 2.5 years I don't understand audio, and I never will. So I feel like every time we record something, it needs to change. So please let me know in the chat if things are too loud, things are too soft. What's happening, Dan?
Yes.
Are you listening to the stream?
No, he's
What are you?
listening.
One. Metallica.
Oh.
I just fucking doing an idiot. I'm like, she's got different music going in the background. I was like, one. Metallica.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
Being
I
an
have
idiot
us.
like
I
you.
have us muted so I don't hear his voice. I know what we're saying.
Brian Sanchez in the chat. What's going on? What's up? Welcome in. Angela, what are we drinking tonight?
Strawberry margarita.
Ooh.
It's what was it? Club Town.
Thank you, Fiore. Appreciate it.
It's a women-owned.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's good.
You're supporting the women's.
I'm drinking dirty pond water.
Yes. Dan just goes back
More
out
like
to the
pee.
pond behind his house and just fills her up. He's like, bacteria and parasites. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's just Lipton white tea, raspberry flavor. Raspberry tea is my favorite drink, and I'm trying to drink less alcohol. It just fucking kills my heartburn, dude. If I drink alcohol, it destroys it.
More.
I've been venturing back into drinking like vodka sodas, like the canned ones,
That sounds good.
because they actually don't affect, like they don't give me, I wouldn't say a hangover, but they don't make me feel like shit the next day as much as like if I drink a lot of beer. But I mean, I am drinking a beer right now, but this will be like the one I drink tonight, and then because I got to work tomorrow.
That's fair. Sorry, you have to work tomorrow. That's fair.
And it is what it is. So kicking the questions off tonight, do you think Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 or 2 are overhated? As for someone who's watched them and usually puts them on in the background mostly. So, since we're going to be talking about October, or Spooktober, as I guess we call that, we call October is Spooktober here at Dissect That Film. That's what we've been calling it since we started the show. And we are going to be covering the entire Halloween franchise on Halloween. Like, that episode will be released on Halloween. And yeah, we're going to be going through it from the beginning, from 1978 all the way through Halloween Ends. We're going to be going through each movie, doing a quick little talk about them, what our thoughts are on them, and a little bit, and then we're ranking them. If you want to know how it's going to be formatted, we did the same thing with the Friday the 13th franchise. So if you want to go back and listen to our Friday the 13th, it's called Dissecting Friday the 13th. And we literally went through the entire franchise. The only one we did not cover in that ranking system was Freddy vs. Jason. But you're getting a full Freddy vs. Jason episode in a few weeks. So
Yes.
strap in, because we just recorded that one and it was awesome.
It only took a few years to get around to, but we got
Yeah,
there.
we got there. Oh, good.
That is the most generic looking VHS I've ever seen in my fucking life, dude.
Oh, stop it. We're talking about.
It's on Twitter. It's relevant.
I'm just trying to find the post that I saw earlier. I was gonna comment.
I'm gonna ask how are you doing, Matt Parker. I'm even gonna ask.
Oh,
anybody.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah, think for yourself, or
I know. I'm gonna touch
How are
your
you
face.
guys?
don't touch me. Glad the work week is over.
Right.
Just saying.
I wish I could say the same. I mean, to be honest, my job isn't like your job, so it's not as dreadful going to work. Because I'm not in retail anymore. But still, you know.
You mean you don't cry on Sunday night?
Not anymore. Not anymore. But I can relate to that because it has happened to me many times when I was working in retail. The worst feeling ever, especially it wasn't even just weekends. Like weekends was like, okay, you know, because most of the time it'd be like one day. I didn't get consistent days off. It was always like I get a Sunday off and I get like a Wednesday off. So it was like, it wasn't as painful, but it was when you go on vacation for like a week and then it's Sunday night and you're like, I hate my life. I want to go back.
What is happening?
Oh, I'm trying to get out.
Yeah, please do. I'm hoping you do. Yeah. Fiore, I'll give you a quick little rundown here. I have always been a supporter of Rob Zombie's Halloween. I've always enjoyed it. There are flaws, of course, and I understand the frustrations from John Carpenter, and I understand the frustrations from the fans, but I really enjoyed what he did something new with the character. He gave us a new version of Michael Myers, and I appreciate that, where a lot of people just kind of want the same thing over and over again. I like that he tried something new. Halloween 2, I have not seen that movie in a very, very long time, and I know it's a very, very hated movie, so you're going to have to wait until we do our full franchise retrospective to kind of get my thoughts, because I'm going to have to rewatch the movie and kind of take it all in once again. So
I've not seen either of those.
I was just about to ask if I had seen them.
Where are you guys at in your rewatch right now?
We just finished 5.
Just finished 5, and I have yet to start.
I'm really not looking forward to the Rob Zombie stuff because of what I've heard about it.
I mean, like I said, I've always enjoyed the first Rob Zombie Halloween.
The way I feel about it is, it's like, let's make this. This is the example before we get to it. Like actually get to that film. Is the example I get is like, let's take a character like Superman and make him uninteresting. Give him an uninteresting origin. I.e., bad childhood versus just being evil.
Yeah.
I kind of like the mysterious, like, he's just evil. Instead of being like, oh, he was neglected and mistreated by his parents. And blah, 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 blah. Like,
yeah, I think it was just more of the fact.
Real life, way to be boring. Rob.
I think it was just more the fact to try to get this character more grounded. I think that was just how he wanted it. I think it was something different, Dan. They just wanted something different, man.
This is the same thing. It's like, dude, let's make Superman take his powers away. They try.
Well, that's even worse.
That's dumb.
That is I don't even feel that's even the same thing.
It's not exactly the same thing.
We're talking about a serial killer and a superhero. Like that, like taking Superman's powers away, dumb. Stupid. I agree. But like the fact that they kind of dove into the backstory more of Michael Myers and made him more of a human instead of like a supernatural being. Like I just thought it was a different, like no, that's just Rob Zombie's touch.
Yeah. I know what we can do. We can make him white trash America. Like, ow.
Spooktober giving me chills already. I'm so ready too. I just watched just right before I came down here. Rewatched Goosebumps, the Jack Black Goosebumps. Such a fun movie. It's so fun. Like it's got some dodgy CGI here and there, but Jack Black is always a great time. And to be honest, to see a lot of the monsters from your favorite Goosebumps books when you're a kid, I'm always down for that. I need to rewatch the series, the original series, because there's a new series coming out, I believe, on October 12th. I could be wrong.
Disney's filming that one.
Yes, it's gonna be on Disney Plus. I know Justin Long is in it. And yeah, I'm very interested to see what they do with that. Like I like going into it with an open mind. If you're giving me goosebumps, if I see that name, I'm gonna give it a shot, even if it doesn't look great. Also, your birthday's in October, as Angela stated in chat. So is hers. And I have two of my kids are born in October, so October's a busy month for everybody here.
Yeah.
I can understand that I'm not even a Rob Zombie hater. I started listening to Dragula thanks to that Matilda meme. It fits perfectly. Have you guys seen that meme?
No, I'm not.
So it's a clip from the Matilda musical that dropped on Netflix, and they matched it up with Dragula from Rob Zombie, and it's fucking amazing. It's so good.
You saying that? I forgot to show you.
It's so good.
I haven't seen it. I'm sure I'll have to check it out. It's probably good. I'm not a fan of his music either. Like I don't think Rob Zombie's ever done the music. Like,
I love it.
Yeah, Rob
I love
Zombie,
it.
That's good.
I grew up with Rob Zombie. He was when I was in middle school, probably like 8th grade. I was obsessed with Rob Zombie. I bought his Hellbilly Deluxe album. I bought his Educated Horses album, which is I used to blare it in my mom's apartment. Just Rob Zombie was the shit for me. Like his music. And I remember seeing Devil's Rejects for the first time, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's even a good director!" And then he kept making movies, and it didn't really continue to be as good as the Devil's Rejects, at least for me. And I'd still yet to see House of a Thousand Corpses. So, Rudy, what's up, man? Happy birthday to you. I hope that's to me because it was my birthday last week, last Sunday. I turned 32. Still a baby, according to Angela.
You are.
I'm only like 5 years younger than you. That's not that much. Listen, my oldest is 10 years older than my youngest. So it's going to be crazy for him.
Well, I am. My oldest brother is he's gonna be 50 soon. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah. We're
Same
like
mom and
18
dad?
years. Yeah, we're like 18
Wow.
years apart.
So you were an oopsie.
Is he almost gonna be 50? He's gotta be over 50 if you're 18 years apart.
We're almost 50. We're almost 18 years apart.
How old is? Well, if he's gotta be 50 now, then.
How old are you?
Next year, because I'm not 37 yet.
So it's not 18 years then.
Almost.
No, that's not even almost.
No, it's not even almost. It's 13 years apart.
Then he is.
Then he's got to be over.
Oh my
50.
god! I don't even know how old my brother is. I just know when he was born.
Damn.
When was he born? What was the year? Yeah, look, you gotta know.
Oh, I'm gonna math.
Math.
Stop it.
Do the maths.
I can't math in my head. I have to math on my
Was that the
phone.
Tim Burton was trying to do with Superman? Yes, that was it was the Nicolas Cage one. Yeah, because that does sound a bit ridiculous, and it's Tim Burton of all people. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, but the funny thing is, have you guys seen The Flash? I mean, they put Nicolas Cage's Superman at the end of the movie in like this weird like multiverse thing, and he flies. They have him flying with the laser vision and doing Superman things. So I thought that was pretty funny, especially with the fact that they were going to take his powers away. I was like, how do you even do that? Like, you'd have to give me a really convincing story to be able to make that make sense at all. I saw 1,000 Corpses in theaters. It was a trip. I bet it was. I was too young to go see that in theaters. I was still too young to go see Devil's Rejects. I remember renting it. I think we rented it from like Hollywood Video, and I fucking love that movie. I haven't seen it in years though. I do have my original DVD I bought like years and years ago. Didn't see The Flash either, but I did watch Tony's review on it. I literally watched Tony's review right after I watched the movie.
I just have no interest in watching superhero movies.
I feel you.
Like,
I'm burnt
so
out.
I'm so burnt. Like my buddy's like, "What are you gonna?" I was like, "I gotta watch a few." I was like, "I burned through a few movies while I was in the warehouse the other day." He's like, "Oh, was it? I don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is what he said."
To be honest, that movie's great. That movie's really
I
good.
know, but I was like, dude, there's tons of great movies. Like, dude, you need to watch this. It's a fucking amazing movie. I haven't watched it.
It must be nice to be able to watch movies while you're working.
Sorry. You can blame Parker too.
But he does it too.
If I go down, I'm taking him with me.
Yeah. It was 13, not 18. I don't know where I got 18 from.
These are the movies I've been watching. That I actually enjoyed watching more than I would enjoy watching superhero movies. Let's go to my Letterboxd real quick, and let's talk about some. So I just got through the RoboCop documentary, RoboDoc, on Screenbox, and it's fantastic. Trish, hello, my son.
That's my
Hello.
mom.
Oh, is it?
It is my mom.
Is it really?
It's 100% my mom.
Hi, Dan's mom. Hi.
I've been watching this great
Hello,
movie
Mother.
called The Back of My Eyelids, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of Screenbox movies. I actually have been going through the Hell House LLC, which, spoiler alert, we will be covering that movie in November with some special guests, so look forward to that. Yeah, a lot of Tubi has been my best friend because it's just got so many good stuff. I did watch Gamera Guardian of the Universe, which Gamera Rebirth Slice of TV episode will be out on Monday, so check that out. Dan actually is on a Slice of TV episode. So now everyone on this show has been on every single show.
But you guys usually do it without me. Like, I'm usually the odd man out.
But you guys watched it without me.
I just want.
Yeah, we got Dan's mom up in here, everybody. It's all right. She knows. She clearly knows how he is, so we don't have to behave ourselves. Right, Dan?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, we do have to behave ourselves? Oh, damn.
Oh, no, absolutely not. You can just, cock dick, fucking gooch schmack, whatever.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Copy.
Ebony's here. Great movies, Hell House LLC. So I am on the third one right now. I don't want to talk too much about like my thoughts on them because we will be covering them in the episode. Like we're primarily going to be covering the first one, which I'm going to let you guys know there is the original cut and then there is a director's cut, and they're both on Screenbox.
Which one should we watch?
Whatever one you want to watch. I'm watching the director's cut because I've already seen the original cut of the movie, and our guest has definitely seen the original cut and the director's cut. So you guys can pick whatever you want. I mean, we could do it kind of like we used to with movies that have director's cuts and theatrical cuts and go based on that. That's up to you.
What if I'm scared?
What if you're scared?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest,
Does that make it
I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you guys to go into this blind. I want you guys to watch it in the dark. You guys need to watch it in the dark and don't have your children around. At least your little ones.
Well,
I mean, you're in your own home, and as long as it's just your wife around, as long as she says it's okay, do whatever you got to do, Dan.
It keeps turning into... You come into this conversation in the middle of it, and you talking about like porn or something.
It's like my flopping sausage, bro.
I'm very curious on the new one too because I've heard it's not connected to the other three, which I'm okay with because at the rate that I'm at with 3, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of over this story. But
as long as it's better than La Llorona.
Yes, I will attest to that.
It had its good moments.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Watching movies in the dark it just gives you it's just a whole other atmosphere when you watch, especially when it comes to the horror genre.
What I'm gonna do though is when we have to watch movies down here, I'm gonna turn the camera on and I'm just gonna record us.
Yes.
Because you know
please.
you're gonna get me.
Yes.
Maybe.
Content.
He'll be over here like this, like.
You guys just got Screenbox, right? Or did you guys get Shudder?
We got Shudder through Amazon.
You guys need to get Screenbox. Because I just watched a fantastic foreign film called Ghastly Brothers. It's kind of like a spiritual successor to Ghostbusters. It is so good. It's so good.
Sounds like Pokemon
Ghastlies.
horror.
It's just Ghastlies.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of Ghastlies just floating around. Just fucking Haunter shows up, and then fucking Gengar's the final boss.
I need a spoopy Pokemon movie.
We do.
It'll be shit.
No. Yeah, probably because they'll do that weird animation they did when they redid the first Pokemon movie. Did you see that Netflix put out? It was called Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back. It's just a remake of the original Pokemon movie, but it's like a weird. It's like weird CGI animation, and it's just like, Can you just leave good things alone? Thanks.
Detective you in.
Well, see, I didn't have nostalgia for the first Pokemon movie. I watched it in theaters. Like, I was hyped to get the free Pokemon card, which we didn't at our theaters. So
I did. I still have it.
I only went to get the Pokemon card because even when I was at that age of watching it, I knew at that time, no offense to people who like it, that the Pokemon anime was shit. I did not like it. Like, it was not that good. I just watched it because it was Pokemon.
Get the fuck out.
And then I watched...
Get the fuck out.
Go back and watch it, please. But then I watched the movie and I'm like, it's okay. But I was just in it for new Pokemon. That's all I cared about. Because they had the teaser at the beginning that showed a few species that would be in Gold and Silver.
God damn.
I'm sorry. I like the games, but I just think the shows are shit.
You're fired.
You cannot convince me.
The original one, the original series, the first one that came out is the best. Fuck everything else, in my opinion. Because I never watched them, so I really have no say. But I just don't care. Dan just hates fun in general. Such a shame.
Sure. Hey, it's fun.
Is he like Tony? Is he like Tony? He just hates everything.
No. Do not.
No. Would have to kick him out.
I probably shared. I did share it online that I bought the beautiful 4K of Sleepy Hollow and I watched it, and it was fantastic. It looks beautiful in 4K, and I haven't seen it. I think the last time I watched it was on Netflix, and it was probably just an HD cut of it. And unfortunately, like 3 days later, Michael Gambon passed away. Like he passed away yesterday. And I had just watched it, which he is in it as Baltus Van Tassel. And he's fantastic. And to be honest, the funny thing is everybody talks about like, oh, Dumbledore. And it's like, no. Michael Gambon and Sleepy. Oh, well, no. I mean, that's fine. If that's what people know him from, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I watched the Harry Potter movies and I thought he was wonderful as Dumbledore. But for me, the first time I ever watched him was in Sleepy Hollow. And to be honest, I didn't even know who he was. So just another guy, another British dude.
Only reference Dumbledore is
Dumbledore.
I think is kind of diminishing his acting career.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had a huge career. I mean,
you can't just pick that one thing out.
Yeah.
The span of how many years he was acting.
I agree. But what about the Gambon? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? If you watch the Top Gear,
yes,
the first season of Top Gear, they had Michael Gambon on there, and he had that final turn right before the finish line. It's called the Gambon, and he fucking flew that bitch and like almost rolled the car. So that's what they named it.
Yep,
that's awesome.
Yep.
See, that's what everyone should remember him for. Go watch Michael Gambon almost crash a sports.
Yeah, he almost.
No, it wasn't a sports car because it was stars and it was a star and a reasonably priced car. So it was just this little Econo shit box.
Oh,
that was great, dude.
That's awesome.
Yes.
It was great.
Yes, Tony hates everything. You know why he hates the prequels because of Ewan McGregor, because he stole his celeb crush that he totally had a chance with. I mean, Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
I mean,
his heart. I'm watching Ahsoka right now, and she's in that.
Watch it.
It's hard to concentrate when she's on screen. I'm like, can we move on to another character? Because I don't know what's happening when she's on screen. No, she's gorgeous. She's a gorgeous woman.
Like me and Hugh Jackman. I told Dan if something ever happened to him, I was going to marry Hugh Jackman.
You want to know what's funny?
I'll never have a chance with him, but that's mine.
Do you want to know what I realized? It's a weird random thought that popped into my head. I went over to my dad's house over the weekend. And I go in there, and he's watching The Batman.
The Batman?
The Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, okay.
And it's at the scene where the DA has the bomb around his neck, and he's talking with the Riddler. And it popped in my head. So, Peter Sarsgaard is the actor who plays the DA. He is married to the actress who plays Rachel in The Dark Knight, Maggie Gyllenhaal. They both die in a Batman movie by being blown up by the main villain.
There you go. There you go.
Do you think that was planned? Do you think Matt Reeves wrote that in the script and just didn't tell anybody? And then later on, they were like, "Hey, I know what you did, you son of a bitch."
Maybe that wasn't in the script originally, but when they realized who they hired, he went back and changed it.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's probably whoever. They're like, oh, we've got to put her in there.
The crazy thing is, it's like I've seen that movie now like 5 or 6 times, and I just never put those two things together. And I've seen The Dark Knight like 100 times, and it's just like, oh my god.
I wonder how often stuff like that happens. Like, we're just gonna be sneaky. Do this.
I watched some really good ones over on Tubi. Killer Pinata. I want to thank Ebony for the recommendation there. Killer Pinata, and I watched its sequel, Bride of Killer Pinata. Or see where we're going here. It's pretty much like, you know, Chucky and Bride of Chucky. So now we're just waiting for Seed of the Killer Pinata, and it'll keep on the tradition of copying the titles of the later Chucky movies.
When the pinata kills people, do they explode into candy and children's? Yay!
They don't, but I do recommend watching them. They're not great, but you know what? It's all practical.
Yeah.
It's all practical. All right.
Okay.
It's literally a pinata, a real pinata that they're able to articulate into attacking people and killing them in the most hilarious fashion. It's wonderful.
Sounds like to me. Sorry.
Well, let's talk about
that Viva Pinata.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, Viva Pinata. Isn't that a game?
Yeah.
Isn't that the game?
Oh, so much fun.
You murder pinatas and children scream and celebrate.
And they blow up into confetti and candy.
It's horrible.
Great.
It's horrible.
And by the end of the game, you have to fight them because it's just like a giant pinata uprising. It's like,
you have to eat their guts.
it's literally like the Battle of Helm's Deep, but it's like just pinatas and then people.
I literally got the game when Xbox games used to have the big cases.
Of the PC, yeah.
For the PC. I had that.
You still do. I think it's in there.
I never used my Xbox Gold subscription. That it was like a free 30-day.
Yeah.
It was from like 2007, and it still worked. It was great.
Never goes bad.
No.
Yeah, so I do remember that the Batman was supposed to be Ben Affleck's Batman, but I believe Matt Reeves went in and redid the entire script because he is one of the writers. So I don't know. It was such a weird connection that I made. It was wild. But hey, let's talk about the month of September and all the wonderful episodes that we put out and all of the wonderful things that just happened this month. So we have been going through the Conjuring universe movies, and I believe let me pull up Podbean, but I believe the month started off with The Nun. I think that was the very first episode that came out in September. I think it came out a couple days into the month. And surprisingly, to be honest, when we were getting later into the Conjuring movies, I was kind of like, I don't think these are going to do great numbers because these are not well-liked movies. And to be honest, it's actually done pretty good. It's almost hitting triple digits. So thank you to everybody who downloaded The Nun and enjoyed that episode. We've been enjoying covering these movies because Dan and Angela had never seen any of them. None of the movies in the Conjuring universe. So it was fun to be able to go through the entire franchise with, I had seen most of them, but towards the end of the franchise, there was like 2 or 3 that I hadn't seen. The Nun was one of them, which was our first episode that came out back. It actually came out on September 1st. And then we did our live show. Don't really need to talk about that one. And then we talked about The Curse of La Llorona, which is a movie that never gets talked about. And to be honest, after watching it and after talking about it, I understand why. It is a very forgettable movie, but I highly recommend you go back and listen. If you don't want to watch the movie, just listen to our episode on it because you'll get the gist. You'll get the gist. There are way better movies out there about La Llorona. Check those out. I know there's a Shudder original about La Llorona, and there's a lot of documentaries about Mexican legends, Central American legends, and all
I'm
that.
a big documentary watcher. I don't think we watch enough. We should watch it.
What about documentaries? Documentary? Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, documentaries are fun. I have to be in the mood,
Yes,
though. I have to be in the mood.
I'm more of a. I want to listen to the podcast version of a documentary. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be able to like do stuff, and I'm a big
Multitasker.
multitasker, yes, but I want to form my own pictures in my head. That's why I listen to audiobooks a lot, because I can form that picture in my head.
Yes. My man.
But the episode that was the biggest of the month was about a movie from 1998 about the big old G-Man, Godzilla, where we had Justin and Loisos from Epic Film Guys come on the show and literally sit with us for 3.5 hours talking about Godzilla 98, and it was an absolute blast. It was not that fun to edit or go through because it's a long time, but it was so much fun to be able to sit. Oh, I don't regret it either. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to make those sacrifices, especially when you have fantastic guests, and they were fantastic. You know, Justin's been on the show 3 times now. This was Loisos's first time on the show. He said he had fun. Let's hope he was telling the truth.
Hey, listen, he hasn't talked to me since.
I was gonna say, did
fuck
he?
that dude. It's a one-night stand.
Has he
dude.
ever talked to you since? Yes, it's a one-night stand for Dan. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, it was a great time. We appreciate those two guys coming on and talk about Godzilla 98, because it's like I said, it's a movie that I have always loved, and even after kind of bashing it for a bunch of, like, there was a good chunk of that where I was agreeing with everything that he was saying and what he was just, he didn't like about it, and like I could see the flaws in the movie. It definitely has flaws. I've seen the flaws for many, many years, but at the end of it all, it's still a movie I could literally watch right now. I could get off this live stream, go upstairs and watch Godzilla 98 and still have a blast.
Let's pull it up right now and have it playing.
I might as well. Well, we'll just build on what you said, and I know people probably know this, and it's been said before, but it's okay to like bad movies.
Oh, yeah,
like
absolutely.
I'll get into this more Monday when the episode comes out for it. But I would just fuck it. All the original Gamera movies are bad movies. They're all bad. But I still enjoy watching some of them.
But Gamera is really neat.
He is, and he's filled with turtle meat, and he does gymnastics, and he dances. And what do you not want?
We believe in Gamera. I mean,
Kelly got that restraining order and had to stay away from children. That's why the 90s series have.
What?
Just had to be there.
Yeah, I guess so. Yes, Godzilla 1998. I'm going to say it is an enjoyable movie. Angela says it's better than Ghostbusters 2016, a movie I will never watch.
You're not missing anything.
To be honest,
you will not miss
but
anything.
No,
Just saying.
it's not.
I fell asleep during part of it, which is saying.
I agreed with Angela when she said it in the episode. I agreed. 2 out of the 5 people didn't agree, and that's okay. We still love them, but it's true. Godzilla 98 is way better than Ghostbusters 2016.
2 out of 5 is still better.
Did somebody say bad movie? Oh, Brad is here. What's up, Brad?
What's up, dude?
We love bad movies here. We listen. It's one of those things where, yeah, bad movies are just, they can be a lot of fun to watch. There are bad movies that are just bad that you're just like, ooh.
Yes.
I've always said, I'm not the type of person who will watch a movie and, like, if I don't like it, I just stop watching it. I will suffer throughout the entire thing to get through it. But then it's the determination of just like, yeah, I'm never going to watch that again. That was gross. But yeah, I mean, some of my favorite movies are considered bad movies. I mean, you think of like Godzilla 98, Anaconda, like there are a lot of people who love that movie, but it is considered a bad movie. Lake Placid, considered a bad movie, but yet it's still a great time. Oh yeah, the soundtrack for 98 is wonderful.
We disagreed on a couple of movies where I liked them and you guys didn't.
Probably. Don't ask
I
me
know
which
one
ones
for
they
me.
were.
Just mention Tim Burton, and I'm halfway there.
Except for Sleepy Hollow. You like Sleepy Hollow.
like I don't,
And Batman.
And the
and I
Batman
don't
movies.
care to
yeah.
disagree with you guys because you like the Claw and I can't stand it.
He doesn't see the claw. I like the claw.
I can't.
I have yet to see the claw, but I'm waiting for it to pop up on our wheel.
Dude, it's good. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
The one bad movie that we agree on though is Mono's Hands of Fate, and we really need to just sit down and watch it.
I just can't. I can't even finish that movie. It's so bad.
We didn't.
I
Even
usually can sit through a movie. Like I can sit through like almost every movie I've ever seen, but there's a few that I'm just like, dude, I'm just.
We didn't even make it 5 minutes.
Where
into
you're
the
just like, you
movie.
get bored. You're just like,
I'm just like, dude, just anything else.
If you're
please.
watching
Does something happen?
MST3K and they can't even come up with anything to say about it, you know it's bad.
ooh, yeah. Dragonheart, another one that I enjoy. I have not seen Dragonheart since I was a kid.
Dragonheart, me too, but it's a pretty good movie. I remember enjoying it.
My life is based around bad movies. Yes, make sure to go check out Brad, old man Brad. He talks about Tubi movies
Yes.
and Tubi originals
Oh.
and all sorts
He's a
of
Tubi guy.
yeah. His
We've been watching a lot of Tubi lately.
yeah, Tubi is Brad needs to be sponsored by Tubi. It's disappointing that it hasn't happened yet. I love Michael Bay's Transformers, except for the last night, which that one they put way too much. So I will say I love the first one. Second
Yes.
one is I don't hate it as much, I think, as most people do. I think Revenge of the Fallen is fine. It's just kind of messy. Like they made Sam weird. They gave him all this weird, like the fact that like Transformers can turn into humans now. Like what? Like there was that one girl who turned into the Transformer. I was like, wait a second, what is? Oh, okay.
It's a sexicon.
What was the third one? Dark of the Moon. That one was fun. I thought that one was good. It kind of like it almost got back to the first Transformers like
Yeah.
level
Little
of
long, but
quality.
it's a good one.
It was good.
Leonard
We got
Nimoy
Leonard
being the
Nimoy.
voice,
Yeah.
of what's
Remember
that one? Something.
I don't remember
It
who
was,
it was.
he was another Prime,
Yeah. Because he was a voice in the old show too. I can't remember who he was.
and then
Don't do this to
and
me.
then we got Age of Extinction, which
That motherfucker can't read.
no joke. We joke around we have the running joke here on the show that Mark Wahlberg can't read, and it's a joke based off of Uncharted. It's not based off of the Transformers movies. It's based off of Uncharted, and clearly the man can read. He's probably way smarter than me, but it's just a running joke, and it's funny. We think it's funny. I mean, not everybody's gonna think it's funny.
Anytime he has a book, he's got an earpiece. That's somebody speaking in the lines. There's no fucking.
But he is awful in the Transformers movies. His two, Age of Extinction, it has okay qualities. Like they got John Goodman voicing a Transformer. I'm like, okay, sold. I'm down for that. And they got the Dinobots, which as much as people were like, these aren't the real Dinobots, I'm like, they look pretty fucking cool in my opinion. I think they look sick. Yeah. And but the last night is horrendous. It is unwatchable. It's like I've I don't know if I've actually watched the whole thing because I fell asleep every time because it's boring and just like Michael Bay, I think, was on so much drugs when he did the last night. He was trying to stuff so much shit into that movie, and it was just awful. And then we got Bumblebee, and it was like, I could take a breath because it was actually a fun movie, and I had a good time. And then we got the Beast one, the one that just came out, and I had a good time with that one. So like, give me the stuff like that. I know there were a lot of people who didn't like the newest one, but I actually thought it was pretty decent.
The best thing for me about Age of Extinction was the fact that they fixed the problem of the first three Transformers movies, which, no offense to Elrond, can't remember the guy who fucking voices him, who plays Elrond in Lord of the Rings, who's Agent Smith. Name escapes
Hugo
me.
Weaving.
Hugo Weaving. No offense to him. He should never have been Megatron. It should have been Frank Welker the whole fucking time.
Yeah, I agree,
Sorry.
but I actually liked his voice.
I know I do, but it's not Megatron. I like Hugo Weaving. He's got
Listen.
a voice, but he's not unique enough.
You need to
got
accept
do-
sometimes that change actually can be okay.
It can be, but if you're gonna
Frank
bring in the
Welker's
dude-
too busy voicing animals, okay? He's too busy growling
Scooby-Doo.
or hissing or... whatever the fuck he's doing. Frank
Yeah.
Welker is always doing something. To be
Dude,
honest,
What
it's
did
got
he
to the
just
point.
do? What did he just do that we're like, what?
I don't know.
We just
He's done
covered it
everything.
recently,
Well,
and we're like,
Surprised he's in voice of bowel movement in the fucking
I
movie
mean,
at some
really.
point.
To be honest, it's
dude
gotten to the
can
point.
voice anything.
I feel like it's gotten to the point where they've just gotten so many recordings of Frank Welker, they don't actually need him anymore. They just are able to go through a Rolodex and just like, hey, we got a growling Frank Welker here, and they just throw it at somebody.
I agree. It's fine. But my problem with the whole argument is, well, they could accept change. That's great. Then Optimus Prime should have been somebody else. It should have never been Peter Cullen or whatever. If that's the same argument works for Optimus too. If they can bring him back, they could just as easily have made Frank Welker do Megatron. They at
Maybe
least
he
made him-
wasn't available for it.
Dude, the dude does animal noises. He can't not be available for it. All right. What the fuck else is
I
that
don't
dude
know.
doing other than growling at the postman when he walks?
Because
by the
Hugo
front door?
Weaving was the voice for the first three, right?
And then he was Galvatron in the fourth. But that just made me excited.
No, Frank Welker was the voice of Galvatron in the fourth one.
Yeah, but that's Megatron turned into
No,
Galvatron.
I know.
which
But I'm
happened-
talking about
I
the
know,
fact that Hugo Weaving did the voice of Megatron in the first three, and then
that's what.
Frank Welker came in for the fourth one.
Yeah,
And then he
because
did
all
Megatron in the fifth one.
Yeah, because all Galvatron was Megatron.
Yes, I know that, Dan. I've seen the movie.
Even in the original series.
Oh,
Yeah, that was the same character, just reconfigured. That's why
Listen,
my issue was.
listen, the only reason the TV show even existed was to sell toys.
That's true, and it was a mishmash of a different product line.
Yes.
It's,
Lockdown was pretty cool in Age of Extinction. He was probably one of my favorite parts, other than I love John Goodman in everything he does. I mean, his character in Age of Extinction was goofy as all hell, but you hear his voice, and I'm like, great. I love it.
I don't.
We introduced our kids to Frank Welker, and we didn't even know it.
How would we? I mean, you could like dog in background of a movie, Frank Welker.
Bubble Puppy and Bubble Guppies.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Bubble Guppies.
I'm looking
That's
up
Frank,
Frank
we're talking about
Welker.
Frank Welker.
Oh, of course.
I'm
No,
trying
yeah,
to-
that's right. He's right. Galvatron was.
I'm trying
I
to.
knew he was one of them. Thank you for
Figure.
clearing that up, Ruby. But I don't know. I don't give a fuck whoever voice Optimus. Don't worry. I love Peter Cullen. I think he should do it. He can't do it forever. I agree. But like I said, if
Well,
you
yeah.
bring one of them in, just bring the other one in too. Don't
Yeah,
do it
I
halfway.
agree.
But
I'll
I'm
stick.
fine with you. Will be fine. Go ahead.
So Chris says he's going to stick to the '86 film. Because he was mad that they
Oh,
killed Jazz in the first movie. He's literally one of the only survivors from
Me!
the Earth War of
Me!
2005.
I was so mad. I was like,
Optimus,
why?
because Megatron didn't want a piece. He wanted the whole thing.
I was so upset
It was
with
bad.
that death. That was like, nope, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Chris, just letting you know, I don't know if you have it. You might. I almost snagged it, but our Target has the Transformers '86 Steelbook Blu-ray.
Is Rudy dead or agitated? I'm not sure. I think he turned into a gummy worm.
What happened?
Very
What
many
happened?
deaths in movies of, non-humans. You get the dogs cried during the
Homeward Bound?
Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
Cried during that when you thought Shadow had died.
Right.
I cried when Godzilla died at the end of 1984.
God damn it.
It's true facts. I did when I was a kid.
But it's like pets and humans. You get that emotional bond with. There's not very many cars. Do you have an emotional bond with?
Eleanor.
I should have cried. I should have cried when the Brachiosaurus from the original Jurassic Park died in Fallen Kingdom, but I was more angry that they were doing it. Like,
I was like, really?
what the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing here?
You're just upset that Jazz, like Jazz was what, a Pontiac Solstice?
Yes. Oh my god, it was the worst.
Oh, Jazz. No.
You have a little.
R.I.P. to Pontiac.
What about the two, like, ethnically insensitive little hatchbacks in the second one that were like a Chevrolet, what's the little shitty ship? Not, oh my god. Spark.
Oh, I was
Remember,
Yeah,
it's the two little,
yeah.
like, they're supposed to be Chinese
Yeah.
or something. They're like super like racist. and
Oh
shit.
no, it was the Hispanic ones that
Hispanic
were
ones
in the
were-
second one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they,
Mud
like, did
Mud
this for the
Flap
third
and
one.
something else. I don't fucking remember. They were two terrible
They probably got
terrible
yelled at.
characters. And yes, they're very racist. Very racist.
For that reason.
Yeah, Michael Bay. Come on. If you saw what I was doing in my DVD collection, you would cry. I'm just not gonna think about it. I don't even.
Did you put them on spindles?
Okay, name a movie that pissed you off while watching. I'll go first. Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Oh my god, I've still not seen that movie. I know how it ends, and it makes me cry, and I've not seen it. So.
It was good. Like, yes, what happened makes me mad, but good.
To be honest, I'm like blanking right now. I can't even think of a movie that is like
Christine.
Dude, there ain't nothing.
There's nothing wrong with Christine. That's a great movie.
Nothing.
Read the book.
I don't want to.
Read the book.
No.
Nothing smells. I may be fucking this quote up, but nothing smells nicer than the inside of a new car, except for maybe pussy. It's a line from that movie.
It's a great movie. Great fucking.
I enjoyed the movie. Of course, I never read it. I know it's
Listen,
wildly
I
different.
love The Shining. And I know that for some reason, now out of the woodworks in the last like 6 months to a year, people have come out of the woodworks like, The Shining is overrated. And I'm just like, where are you coming from? Where did you come from? The Shining.
I probably didn't even know what The Shining was.
I love The Shining. I will always love The Shining. It is fantastic. Stanley Kubrick's Shining. I have to state that because it is not the book. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I read the book and I love the book, but I still love Kubrick's Shining. So just appreciate Christine is
then
great.
Saw the movie.
Read
the book.
Well, I'm gonna be.
I yelled. We were
She's
watching it in the
pissed.
apartment one
She's
time,
pissed.
and I yelled. I'm like, "That's not how it did."
Well, this is gonna be how I compared the two Gone in 60 Seconds movies because I prefer the original, but I love both of them. Even though the second one or the remake is a drastically different film of sorts. But
You said you loved them. We're talking about ones that
I'm talking
made
about
you
Parker.
mad. Oh.
No, what made me mad was I already said it was The Orphan or Orphan from 2000.
Oh, the whole.
I was like,
she's an adult.
Man, that was like that. I was like legitimately pissed off. Well, I almost fucking left.
But that's an
And moved
actual
on.
thing that happened.
I know it. I know, but it was the fact that you think it's a kid the whole time, and you know how I am with kids in movies, like unrealistic portrayals of children in films. And this was, I was livid. I was tempted to just leave. I talked about it in the review.
He
Watch
will
it.
not.
I got
if
a
something-
movie. I got a movie for that question. Sorry, keep going.
If something were to happen to kids, like he won't watch anything that has to do with cancer in kids, killing kids,
Can't do it.
Yeah,
anything like that.
It's a tough one.
He gets so mad and he will walk away.
Yeah, I won't do it.
I can kind of, from growing up reading books, I can kind of separate myself. So I can kind of push that part away. Yeah, I mean, in the end, it makes me really appreciate my kids more. I think what affects me more is when it happens to people I know. So that, like, I can separate myself from people I don't know.
That never bothered me when I was younger. It wasn't until I had kids that it bothered me. And I'm I'm what people call an empath,
Yeah.
so I can sympathize with people and like put myself in that situation. So it's really hard for me to watch shit like that.
Mhm.
So
No, I get
Me
it.
having
I
nightmares
understand.
of AC units falling on our kids, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
maybe.
They've been trying to replace Jazz ever since they killed him. Mirage is basically Jazz from the old cartoon, Porsche and all. Castlevania Nocturne series just did that for me.
What happened, Rudy?
Identity Theft is the movie, though, for me. I never wanted to punch a woman in my life, but Melissa McCarthy in that movie had me real close.
Ow.
You want to know what movie?
Let's hear it, Parker.
The Happening. A movie I still have never seen all the way through because me and my wife snuck into the theater to see it because we were only like 17 at the time. We snuck in to see it and we walked out of it because it is horrible. There is a scene where Mark Wahlberg talks to a plant.
Yes.
And I
dude,
went,
dude,
hey, you want to leave? Because this, I can't with this. I can't.
It's because it was Mark Wahlberg.
dude.
It could have been anybody
No,
else.
it was M. Night Shyamalan coming up with the idea of, hey, we're going to make a movie. Listen, the concept of the movie is actually not terrible. The fact that, like, plants turn against humans and are killing them or forcing them to off themselves. But it's the fact that they had, for one, the acting is horrendous. there's some really good actors in that movie. You got John Leguizamo in there. You got Zooey Deschanel. You got like Mark Wahlberg isn't a terrible actor, but in that movie, it was like they just dragged some dude from like a Stop and Shop and was just like, you want to be in a movie? And he's like, I've never acted before. And he's like, it's fine. You're gonna talk to a plant. One day we'll cover it on the show.
I actually would like to. I'm really curious how that episode would go.
I can name another one. The Village.
Oh,
Another M. Night Shyamalan wonderful. Actually, to be honest, I was always a fan of The Village.
No, what happened?
Oh, it
He
definitely
left.
has a.
Did he come back?
Yeah, it's
Did he make it?
it's weird.
cliffhanger.
I
know-
don't like that kind of cliffhanger.
The Mist
no.
is another movie that pissed me. Oh, I mean that ending is just like, yeah, just stick a knife in my heart, twist it a lot. The Mist is kind of
sounds-
tough ending. Yeah, that movie's.
I
rough.
want to know, Rudy. I need to know what about Castlevania Nocturne fucked you, because I know it's based on Rondo of Blood, and I'm really, really curious. Does he not do the? It's of course they're not even in it, but the Die Monster, You Don't Belong in This World. But that would be Symphony of the Night. So
Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves. I've heard nothing good about that movie.
You know what
Nothing
movie
good.
didn't- You know, on the opposite end of that spectrum, a movie that didn't piss me off but bored me to death and I fell asleep.
What?
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
I've never seen it.
I
Just
watched
not,
it when I was younger.
just not my thing.
I haven't watched it in a while.
Not my
Boring.
thing.
Ooh, Crystal Nut.
So yeah, we covered Annabelle Comes Home last week, which was, fine.
They did one way-
And then today, we dropped our final episode of September, where we talked about The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, with our good friend Darren Lundberg of Nostalgia Cast. And so that's a brand new episode, so it's hard to track and be like, oh, that's not doing so well. It literally came out today, so we just gotta wait and see. But yeah, those were all the episodes that we dropped in September. Godzilla clearly was the winner of the month. We expected it to be, just based on the other movies that were talked about. So we are officially done with the Conjuring universe as of right now. The Nun 2, I know the Nun 2 came out, but we are going to wait until it goes onto a streaming service, or we're going to give it some time. I don't really want to jump into it anytime soon. Probably won't be until next year at some point, or maybe not even for a couple years. Like, I don't know. To be honest, in my head, I kind of want to stay away from more recent movies. I'd love to go back and cover a lot more movies from like the 70s, the 80s, even the 90s, because like those are just great decades. And yes, there are great movies from the 2000s and on, but I've been craving to like just jump into like 80s horror. Like I just want to just cover so much from that. I just want to change our whole dynamic and just be like, we're going to change the name of our show. We're just going to be Dissect That Horror, and we're just going to be a horror podcast, because we're going to our numbers are going to shoot through the roof because everyone wants to know,
Please.
learn about horror.
I loved Wild Wild
Wild Wild West.
Nobody thinks so.
Man, that movie, I don't know. I don't understand why everybody hated that movie. I always had a great time with it. But I guess it's the fact of nostalgia that plays a big part in why I love a lot of these movies. Like Godzilla. Why do I love Godzilla 98? Mostly because of nostalgia. Because it was a film that means so much to me as a kid. But to be honest, as an adult, I still watch it and have fun. So, whatever.
Watched it at Bonnie's house.
They did my boy dirty. Yeah, Keanu Reeves being tortured by two very attractive women. And
Listen,
not
Is
the
that
good
a
way.
good
Not
thing?
in a good way. No, it's not in a
Oh.
good way.
I was gonna say.
There's almost nothing related to either story that made their own thing. Olrox is Aztec. Annette is a whole new thing. There's a lot.
Dude, like, see, that bothers me. You have a game that has been represented twice, well, 3 times if you count Dracula X, and then they have the PSP remake. Like, it hasn't even been done enough to justify dramatic changes to it. Just make the fucking story, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I'm just bad about watching the series. I only watched Gamera because it was fucking Gamera. Like, that's it.
I need a game just on Castlevania too.
Anime? So it'll have some cryptic thing like stand in front of this wall with the orb and crouch for 5 minutes, and a magical tornado to take you to fucking La La Land. That's a
Like
legitimate
it.
thing in Castlevania 2, I promise you.
So October, we got a lot of awesome episodes coming in October. Next week, we're starting off with Angela's pick. We're going to be talking about 2007's Trick or Treat. Then for our Friday the 13th episode, the following Friday, we will be covering 2003's Freddy vs. Jason, which we just recorded over the last couple days. I still have the DVD still on its little display back there because I haven't done anything since. Yeah, it's not part of our Spooktober favorites. It was because it's Friday the 13th, and we got to talk about a Jason movie, and why not talk about Freddy vs. Jason, a movie that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, and it's celebrating its 20th anniversary. So figured, two birds, one stone.
Coincides with
And
my
the
birthday.
the recording was
anniversary.
fun.
Yes, the recording was a
usually.
lot of fun. I'm surprised they skipped over Simon Belmont. Hell yeah, live stream. Hell yes. What's up, Tangents of Horror? Another great podcast right there. You should
I've
go
never
check them
listened
out.
to it,
You should.
but I'm glad
It's a
to do
good,
it.
great show. Great show.
I need me a Simon Belmont movie. Just saying.
Just watch
All
something.
I can think of is
Just watch something about Castlevania. Watch something about Castlevania.
Isn't it?
I
There's
can
been
think
a show,
of-
right? On Netflix.
Don't bring up No, it's not. The lineage of Belmonts is long, and this is
Yeah.
a different time or point in the timeline. So
anytime anybody brings up Simon Belmont, all I can think of is a guy that looks like, stereotypical millennial. That
was
just
Simon Belmont?
random. This is how my brain works. That randomly pulls out a whip and runs around.
What the hell?
Maybe Rudy might get this one. Whenever I think of Simon Belmont, I just think of fucking Simon Belmont from Captain N and the Game Masters or whatever the fuck it was called.
Me bringing Simon Belmont to present day. Just saying.
Dan, I understand
Maybe.
your frustration with things being changed, especially with Castlevania. Dan doesn't like change. He just doesn't like change.
No, I'm fine with change. I
I
expressed
don't know, Dan.
forgot
Everything
to
that you
like
stated tonight, you don't like change.
Listen, Linda. No,
I
I've
should
married
just not be here. Parker could just talk for me.
married to you long enough to know that you do not like change. Just saying.
Not always, because I've talked about the Godzilla franchise. I'm like, hey, I'm glad they're doing something different because it's been so long. How many times have I said this now about the Godzilla franchise?
I am picking at you. So
I
hard.
swear to goodness.
I could make this go off in the left field, but I will be good.
Please don't.
I don't want to
You
make
will.
anybody uncomfortable. Just saying.
Not much. Just got home from work. What a great
That's what I'm
thing to
saying.
come home to. You are far too kind. Well, we always got to, thank you for being here. I'm glad we could be here for you when you got out of work and you can decompress. Hopefully we give you enough entertainment. We're actually over an hour into this, so it's going to be ending soon. The video will be up there if you want to watch it from the beginning. But we're going through the movies that we're going to be covering in October. So yeah, like I started with Trick or Treat, which will be next week. We have Freddy vs. Jason the week after that. Then we are going to be covering Dan's pick, Rodan from 1957.
Not just because it's got my fucking name in it either. Because his name is different in the Japanese one. It's a fucking awesome movie.
Yeah, but so we're covering. It'll officially be the oldest movie we've ever covered on the core show when that episode comes out. So he says that it's got a very, very scary beginning. So that's why it qualifies as a Spooktober favorite. So
For a 5-year-old.
you can comment when that episode comes out. You can be like, "Why is this a Spooktober favorite?" And I'll just be like, "You talk to Dan."
Squeaky toys.
I haven't
Listen,
watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet.
What
But
did he bring up last year for Christmas?
oh, the Gundam, the Gundam.
Yeah, that's fucking Christmas. Listen, it ain't Christmas if you ain't dropping a colony on somebody, all right, dude?
To be honest, that episode was a lot of fun. Well, that was a lot of fun.
Ollie Parker's like, I have no idea. What the fuck's
Dan in the last 2 years has brought some bangers to Christmas time with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which is still like top 3 episode we've ever done. I can't wait to re-listen to that episode. That episode, I gotta re-listen to it because I just remember it being so good. I feel all of our episodes are good, but like there are certain episodes that I will literally listen to them like every so often just because they're so fucking funny. And that's what Rudolph was for us, because I never thought that a bunch of 30-year-old people would sit down and break down Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and literally just bash Santa for 25 minutes.
Just wait until you hear my Christmas pick for this year.
Ooh, exciting.
I got a question.
It is not Tim Burton.
I have an idea too. It's just going to vary depending entirely on what she picks this year. But I'm just going to ask you guys one.
We already discussed this.
I know, but we'll talk about it afterwards. I don't want people to get the ideas.
I mean, I can tell them what I just told you that made us both cackle silently.
Rudy might want to know that, but I was gonna. Never mind. Just forget the joke. I was gonna say.
No, what were you gonna say?
No, say it.
I was just gonna ask why weren't you at elf practice?
Please. I commend you all in this chat right now, or anyone who listens to this. Please. I always tell people to go back and listen to our older episodes because they don't get enough love. I feel like people didn't start getting into the show until about 2022 is when people started really getting into it. And I think the shows we had recorded before don't really get the love that they deserve because they're really good. I just re-listened to our Lost World Jurassic Park episode because our Verbal Diorama, a podcast that I listen to every week, she just released her episode on Lost World, and I went, you know what? I really want to. I can't remember how good ours was, and I re-listened to it, and I was like, God damn! I feel like our episodes back then were better than they are now. Well, how is that possible? What the fuck is happening? I know, what the fuck happened? Yeah, so I really, please spread the word. Go listen to our older episodes; they're great. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, though, please go listen to that episode. It is so fucking good.
It's one of my top episodes for sure. Not just because I picked it, but like it's like that Predator.
We had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, that was a great time.
My comment that I made is I said I just see Simon Belmont running around killing glittery vampires.
Oh no!
And the final boss is Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Fucking.
Dude, I'm gonna post on. I'm gonna tag you in this because we're talking about it. I'm gonna tag it after we're done. Something about Castlevania, and fucking if Rudy hasn't seen it, he'll love it. But if you know anything about old Castlevania, just watch it. It's a dumb tongue-in-cheek thing, a little animation. Just watch it. It's fucking wonderful.
Just gonna take one of the clips from that game and put Simon Belmont and Robert Pattinson.
Please.
So after we covered Dan's movie, Rodan, we're going to be covering my movie, which my pick for Spooktober this year is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake from 2003. I can't wait to talk about the movie, and hopefully we'll have some guests. I don't want to say who they possibly could be because then things could change, and I say too many things that we're going to do. Like I said, hey, in one of my episodes, I said, hey, you're going to get a Nun fresh cut. And guess what? You didn't get a Nun 2 fresh cut because I still haven't seen the movie because I just don't have the fucking time. I just don't. Oh, yeah. Like fresh cuts have been on such a sharp decline on the channel, and it's because we just don't get the time to go out and go see movies in the theater, and it sucks. But fortunately, it's just how it goes. So we're probably going to restructure fresh cuts. We're probably going to focus a lot on like streaming exclusives, just because it'll be easier for us. Things that or movies that we see like on a streaming service, or movies that we're going to be covering Godzilla. I pray to a god I don't believe in that my theater gets Godzilla.
You pray to Godzilla.
Yes, I pray to Godzilla that we get that movie in my theater. Please.
I fucking hope so. I'm driving places. I don't give a fuck.
I want to say that, but I won't.
We're driving to see Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, because we're showing up around here.
It's the anniversary.
I surprised her one year and took her to it.
That's
and
awesome.
I fell asleep because he took me after work.
It's okay. We're going to go see
Never
Godzilla.
did.
Hey, I want to say, speaking of Godzilla stuff, if this is true, I believe they're doing a run of Godzilla versus Hedorah. That's a Fathom event. So I've already, obviously I could just watch it home, but I want to go see it in theaters. So fuck that. I love that movie.
We have one theater around here that gets all of those movies. It's an hour away, but it's
Well, no, a lot of theaters are an hour from us.
But it's the one in Asheville that always gets where we saw Voltron.
Oh,
And it was the
no, Mazinger Z.
The only one.
Yeah, the only one there is I got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Between here and Knoxville, between Asheville and Knoxville, we have a lot of like theaters that get like
That's
independent shit.
That's
The third time we have been there because we went and saw Colossal there too.
No, that wasn't that one. That was the one in Knoxville because that's the one Victor and I went to watch
Really?
Shin Kamen Rider. Yeah. I was like, this is the one Mom and I went to watch
Well,
Colossal at.
Opposite direction,
Yeah,
but
it's about still the same distance.
yeah, we have to drive a ways to get to certain places. But it's worth it. Colossal was worth it. I liked it. You didn't. I liked it.
I enjoyed it, but it got too real for me for a kaiju film, like a giant monster movie. I'm like, this is like a lot of like domestic abuse and stuff. I'm like, this is not what I signed up for when I went to see this fucking movie.
I just thought the concept was
It's a good concept.
I really want to go see The Exorcist for its 50th anniversary. It's
Ooh.
doing a Fathom event, but I don't know if my theater's going to be getting it. Hocus Pocus is supposed to be coming back into theaters for its 30th anniversary.
even if I have to go
I'll
back.
let you stay.
House of a Thousand Corpses is getting re-released in theaters for its 20th anniversary.
Oh, my buddy posted one. There was another one. I don't think you guys have mentioned yet. Hang on, let me look. He messaged me after all the weird D&D jokes.
The Back to the Future re-release.
That's it. Yeah, Back to the Future.
In like towards the end of October. The Bird's 60th anniversary.
Ooh.
Godzilla 2000 in the 1st of November. I find it so funny that we got an Elvis movie last year, and this year we're getting a Priscilla movie. Weird. Scarface. Holy shit, 3.5 hours. Thanks.
No, I'm good.
Um,
I'll pass. I'll tap.
I would definitely fall asleep during that.
But yeah, and then, so yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my pick, and then we're not going to be releasing. We're going to be releasing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre the Friday before Halloween, and then you'll be getting another new episode on Halloween. Instead of it being released on a Friday, which we'll probably end up just doing a live show, depending on my work schedule. We'll just do the live show on the Friday that a new episode will release, but you're going to be getting 2 episodes within like 4 days. So you guys are going to be getting a lot of Dissect That Film at the end of October, and then you'll get another new episode the week. The first week, not the first week in November, but the week after that. So it's a whole thing, guys. It's a whole thing. But yeah, I'm excited to cover all these movies for Spooktober. It's always fun to cover these, and I'm very excited to do the whole Halloween retrospective. It's going to be great to go through those and talk about all those Halloween movies and rank them. And I've talked about it before. Like, we even talked about it in our Friday the 13th breakdown, that we will still cover Halloween movies individually on the show.
Yes.
But this is kind of more of like a ranking thing. Like, we're going to do, what we do is it's pretty much what we do at the beginning of our normal show, where we talk about like box office, we talk about the actors, we talk about just our general thoughts on the movie, and then we rate them. And then by the end of the show, we have a whole, Dissect That Film ranking, unofficial ranking of the franchise. And like I said, we've already done the entirety of the Friday the 13th franchise in a whole episode, but we have covered now 2 solo well, not really solo. Freddy vs. Jason isn't really a solo movie, but we've covered 2 movies that have Jason in it. So
Yes.
What Christmas?
Wait. I must have. Godzilla 2000 is doing a Fathom event too in my area. That's cool.
Let me remove their comment. Don't think we noticed what we did.
We talked about Black Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm watching it. Oh no, we've already watched one of them.
We watched the original.
Yeah, we watched
original
the
one.
OG
The
one.
original, and then there's the 2006 one, which actually I enjoy, even though it is very schlocky. And then there's the 2019 one.
Yeah,
We almost
that's-
covered that on the show. We almost covered that on the show because of my brother, and then we ended up watching Better Watch Out, which was a way better movie.
Yes. Like,
that was so.
that one
so
pissed
good.
me off too, by the way.
Yeah.
Not as bad as the other one.
Fuck.
Somebody
Stupid
had
kid.
brought. Somebody had brought the Better Watch.
Worst.
Yeah, Better Watch Out.
Yeah.
No.
I'm still throwing my hat in that whenever we cover another, like, I know we're going to try not to do this thing. Whenever we cover another franchise, I know it's not horror, but I want to cover RoboCop.
Yes. That fucking theme song has like been in my head all day because I finished watching that documentary and they just continually play the theme song and it's so good. Please watch RoboDoc on Screenbox. It is a fantastic documentary. They got Peter Weller. They pretty much got all the cast there talking about the making of that movie. Paul Verhoeven's in it. It's fucking awesome. It's a 4-part documentary. Fantastic. You should check it out if you have Screenbox. Or you should get Screenbox because they got a lot of great stuff on there.
How much is it?
I think it's like $5.99 or $6.99.
Okay, so it's about the same as
Yeah.
the other one.
And to be honest, I mean, I have Shudder too, but Screenbox usually has a lot of the stuff Shudder has as well. So Shudder just has their originals. I did watch Hack the Movies Black Christmas. I mean, I listen to Hack the Movies every week. So yeah, I have heard that episode.
Ironic about episodes we've covered, or shows we've talked about. I actually just listened to Movie Dumpster's episode on Terminator Salvation.
Ooh,
it was good.
Which we did talk a little bit about when they came on to talk about Anaconda.
Yeah,
that's cool.
We didn't cover Terminator at that point, did we? When they covered Anaconda, I don't think we did.
Yeah, I think Anaconda was in the middle of our Terminator.
Maybe okay.
Coverage. Yeah. So.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, we have we got a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about off air, to working on stuff for next year. Like I said, we are going to be covering Hell House LLC with some wonderful guests, and then I do want to cover The Exorcist because The Exorcist did turn big old 5-0 this year, so I would love to talk about The Exorcist, especially also the fact that William Friedkin just passed away, the director. It would be nice to talk about The Exorcist. I know it's a movie that has been talked about to death, but it hasn't been talked about by us. And
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, so that'll probably be covered in November, and then hopefully we'll be bringing back some old guests and bringing back people onto the show and having some fun guest spots through November until we get to December, where we do our holiday favorites, where we talk about Christmas movies or whatever movies that just fill the Christmas air, you know. And then 2024, I got a lot of things in my head that I got to talk it over with my crew here, and then it's gonna be 2024. I feel is gonna be a different type of year because there's gonna be some changes to the show, some things to kind of slim down the show. Because like we had 2 episodes this month that were 3 hours or more, and as much as they are great episodes, they are fantastic. I don't regret doing them. It's really hard for me to edit 3-hour episodes all the time because I don't have that much time, and I'm trying to do other stuff on the Patreon. I'm trying to make sure like people don't leave the Patreon because we're not giving them enough content. Like we have the Monster Zone stuff, which I have to edit and get released, and I only have so much time, so trying to figure out ways to slim down the episodes to try to get them within like an hour and a half or even if it's a little bit more than that, but like try to keep it within 2 hours if we can, and just trying to figure out the best way to continue to give you guys the best content we can, and but not really, it's not going to be drastic changes. Like we're not going to change how we act or how we talk or whatever. It's just trying to get the episodes not to be way longer than the movies themselves, because it's happened. It's just the way that my brain works, and like especially with the Godzilla 98, like it just got to the point where instead of going through the plot, I should have just broke off and we should have just talked about the movie instead of it just being the way that I was normally doing it. And I think I was just my stubborn brain like, no, we got to go through the plot the way you wrote it down. And that's why things, I think, got to the length that it did. And same with Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, because that's a movie that's not even 2 hours long, and it's a 3-hour episode. But also, there was a lot of side tangents and a lot of jokes that went down like 5-minute rabbit holes. So it's all fun. I'm not complaining about the episodes themselves. It's just the fact that, like, in order for my sanity, to help me not get burned out, or to help me not, because I've been kind of in a mental funk when it comes to the show, and I'm not going anywhere. Nothing's happening. I've just been in a kind of this fuzzy mood when it comes to like editing. Like there's days I literally just be sitting upstairs and just be like, I gotta edit the episode, I just don't want to, and I don't. And I'll admit that to you guys. Like it's not something I want to. I'm not gonna hide it from you guys. Like there's just days I don't want to do anything with the show, and it's not the fact that I want to quit the show. It's the fact that I'm just tired. I'm just tired, and I just want to hang out with my kids. I want to hang out with my wife. I just want to watch a movie without having it be connected to the show itself. And yeah, and it's football season. Not like most people care, but like I enjoy watching football, so I'd like to, on the weekends, that's kind of what I do. I, hang out with my brother or my friends and watch football and stuff like that. So it's just a lot of stuff going on, but we're not going anywhere. No matter what happens, I'm very transparent with everybody. If something is going on, I will let you all know, and we will still be releasing episodes every week. If we have to slow down and, if I got to stop doing Monster Zone episodes, or like, I know it's, Patreon stuff, but if we got to stop, I don't have time to do it, we might have to take like a month off, or, if I got to, lower the price of the top tier of the Patreon to try to get more people to join the Patreon, there's the possibility of that as well. A lot of stuff that we have to think about, and I figured I would let you all know. Joey C's in the chat. What's going on, Joey?
I like how Joey's like, this is the kind of entertainment I need tonight. As like Parker's like,
I'm like going. I'm
just disintegrating.
My brain is just melting out of my head. Terminator Salvation was a gem.
Yes, it was. Yes, it fucking was.
Thank you, Fiore. I appreciate it.
Yes.
It's not the fact that I feel like the episodes are bad. They're just too long, like for me. And there are people who literally have told me like, oh, I like the longer episodes because if I'm doing something, if I got to do work, even if it's a 3, but like for us, like, or, and for me, I got to edit it. And there are times I don't have to, but I have OCD and I have to listen to the entire thing just to make sure there isn't something I have to clip out. And mostly it's whatever Dan says.
I work hard for you people. Don't worry.
I've clicked the like button. I will share it as well. Thank you so much, Joey. You are the best. Thank you very much. We gotta get Joey back on the show, because Joey came on to do Ernest Scared Stupid, and it was a blast. And Joey is just a fun human being.
Yes,
so
yes, he is.
Please go check out official Joey C over at his YouTube channel. He's also on Twitch at official Joey C. Make sure to go subscribe and all that stuff. And yeah, Joey's awesome. Long or short episodes, I'm fine with. Yeah, no, I mean, that's cool. Like, I'm not looking, like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do hour-long episodes. It's just trying to streamline it, trying to get there's a lot of, I think, for me, when I go through some of the episodes, I'm like, there's just a lot of, like, stuff that we talk about that like, people probably like listening to, but there's also, you want to try to get more people to listen to the show, so you might have to, like, just trim certain things out to get the episode a little bit more streamlined. And yeah, so... But like I said, we're not going anywhere, and we're not going to change how we act on the show. We're still going to be the same 3 goofballs talking about movies. But it's just the fact of, if I want to get things done at the rate I want them to get done, that I have to change something. So I'm very late. I'm sorry. I was sleeping. No problem, Joey. No apologies needed. I do like the longer episodes. I play it in the background, but I know the pain of editing and replaying the whole video. Joey, we'll plan it out, man. I will message you. I also got to reach out to. I got people recommending Mint Salad to come on the show, and I was like, I will bring Mint on the show. She's hilarious. Another YouTuber you gotta watch. She is hilarious, and I just got to figure out what movie we're gonna cover. That's the thing. It's like trying to figure out what movies we're gonna do. We got lots of guests in mind. Don't be secretive over there. What are you talking
about? Because what you said, I was like, mint salad? Mint salad?
Mint salad. Yes.
Okay.
Bring Crystal or Johanna on the show. I will probably end up reaching out. I saw that. I know Crystal hung out with Wyatt over at Cinema Trip Reviews, our good friend Wyatt, who's been on the show a couple times. And you know, they covered Poltergeist over there, so you should go check that out. Tony was just on Cinema Trip Reviews talking about Speed. So the Hack the Movies, the Hack the Movies crew is going around. They're hanging out with Wyatt over at Cinema Trip Reviews. So yeah, I would love to reach out to. I at some point I will reach out to Crystal and Johanna. I know Johanna's getting married soon, so I'll probably wait till next year for that. So
it's like a one-day thing, dude.
Yeah,
you're married and you're back in the swing.
Yeah. There's a lot of people
like, shit, the grass isn't greener now.
I'm trying to get the people. Listen, I'm trying to get Movie Dumpster back on the show. Okay.
They're too good for us, dude. We're too.
Yeah,
No.
they're way up there.
No, we just
After last time, and I called him
Hey,
Joel.
they're very
they're
very busy. Very busy, lots going on.
Yeah.
I
Joe's
understand.
very busy.
We're not sitting here making fun of anybody. It's just
I understand.
we love
but I'm
Movie
still-
Dumpster here on the show. We literally talk about them
Listen,
all the time. So yeah, we love
You
guys
cannot
over at Movie
call
Dumpster.
Joe, it's Joe's Cola.
Yeah, but I can't do it because I want to call him Joel when I do. And I can't do it. I've got to call him Joe, even though I don't want to.
Fiore wants to be on the show. Do we allow it?
We can have sound effects in the background. Do the sound effect. I don't know. I do have an idea for a guest I want to talk to you about.
Okay. All right. Hey guys, sorry I missed everything. It's Johnny. We love you, man. No apologies needed. No apologies needed.
Fucking man, dude. He's out there slaying food.
I'm
Pussy, you know, it's
listen,
just Johnny,
he
man.
He's put
Goddamn.
pictures of Buddha. That bread looked awesome.
That's how he gets the leg, dude. He makes his fucking spread, and then the ladies just spread.
No, I just love it. I just love the fact that I've, meeting all these wonderful people through other channels, like, Fiore, Joey, meeting them through Hack the Movies, and, having Tony on the show was just kind of a mind-blowing experience. And then getting Joey on the show, and, we've had Movie Dumpster on the show. We've had Justin from Epic Film Guys 3 times on the show. Like these big podcasters, at least in my eyes, these guys are huge people on the platform, on YouTube, or podcasts, just podcasts in general. And I feel like I'm like this big, and I'm just like looking up at a giant and asking them if they want to be on my show, and they say yes, and then I'm like, are you sure?
Wait,
That's
you
like the thing.
Listen to our fucking show.
Yeah, I
Getting
always try to make sure.
invited.
It's like, can you please listen to one of our episodes? Because I really don't want you to come on the show and be like, oh no, this is not what I expected. I can't do this. I'm always afraid that will happen. So I always recommend that guests, just in case they listen to an episode and go, yeah, I'm gonna just pass. And I'd be like, that's fine. I understand.
I need to talk some more Bad Bear movies.
Right?
I'm down more Bad Bear movies.
Wait, so Fiore, so you want to come on and talk about the Power Rangers movie from
Dying.
1995? All right, sold.
Hello. I'm fine with, dude. Or like this one movie I want to talk about. It'll probably never happen because it's not important enough. Was the one they did for Gokaiger, where they brought all the Sentai from like the beginning to the end. I can't remember what it's called. There's like a trillion fucking Power Rangers on
The
screen
one
at one
with the
fucking
big,
time.
big,
The big bat. Remember when Victor was really big into it? We watched. Yeah, that was
battle.
Anyway, not gonna happen. It's not that important. I'm not a big Super Sentai person, so
That's
it's
a
fine to
good
talk about.
fight, though.
Well, there's like 400 dudes in spandex. We're not kicking some ass, dude.
But yeah, we got there's a lot of things that we have in our heads that we want to do, that we want to cover. I have ideas, that, maybe not all of them are going to happen when I want them to, but
Just
Hey,
wants
that's
to
what it is.
cover all the horror. Dan wants to cover all the guys in spandex.
Well, vinyl suits usually. The spandex.
yes, we're going to be branching off. We're going to have Dissect That Film, then we're going to have Dissect That Horror, which is just a horror podcast because there's not already 1,000 of them or more.
I'm just
Not that I'm not that's no jab at all the horror podcasts. I listen to a lot of them, and they're all fantastic, and horror is a genre I could talk about. Stop making fun of the way I say horror.
Horror podcast. I'm sorry. I know you don't say it like horror, but I can't help it now. It's over. I can't help it. Bring forth the whores. Bitches leave.
Stop making me laugh, or you're
Damn
gonna make
it.
me pee my pants.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And I cannot get up.
Such a great line. Oh god, so good. Horror.
Yes.
Oh
I'm so
man.
sorry. I'm so
Oh,
sorry, Barbara.
before I
Listen,
forget,
I was gonna design a thing that says no. I found the hoodie that said horror, and it was just like all the R's. It's like, ooh, we're gonna make this for Barbie.
speaking of merch, I just uploaded our spooky logo, our Spooktober logo, as I like to call it, over on our TeePublic store. So if you go to our link tree on our Twitter account, on our, I think it's in our YouTube as well. Go to our TeePublic. There's a 35% off sale going on right now. So make sure to go snag something. And I love the way the logo looks. Please let me know. What's that?
We're gonna order some, Mike. We're gonna
Okay,
order
yeah, I gotta order at least something before the sale ends. I think the sale ends in a couple days. But yeah, go check that out. We have a new logo up over there. Not really new. It's our normal logo, but I just spookified it, so it's cool.
Two more links. You have to expand the whole thing out. Oh, it's not done there.
Is it not on YouTube? Is it link? Okay, you have to go to.
Oh, it's on Twitter.
Go on the
X.
Twitter, yeah, or X. It's on Facebook. It's
I'll
on
be back.
Instagram.
What color are you gonna get? Sure, do you know?
Probably black. It's just it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Either like black or like a heather gray.
Yeah,
So it's like that
I'm not
dark
sure what
gray.
Dude, there's like this brown and this like military green that looks really good with the red. Like,
Yeah,
like,
that does.
you
yeah,
wouldn't
that'd
think
be
it
cool.
does, but it looks good. Yeah. I was like, what about just getting a red one with the red and it just completely kills
You're
it?
just like, what does this say?
I
wanna
was
get
gonna get an
another
orange one. But it just kills the
It
fucking
kills
red.
it. Yeah. I'd have to like change up the color scheme. I'd have to like redo the same logo, but like change everything to like black, so that it would fit on the.
Yeah.
So it'd look good on the orange. Yeah. It was just kind of a quick thing. I think I did it up in like 10 minutes on Canva,
cool,
and then I just threw it on there. I was like, yeah, I haven't done anything with the merch store in a while.
No, I know. I was like a new thing. Let's buy it.
And I'm hoping someday soon I can get a new logo made, like a completely new look. So that'll be fun. I just gotta.
I'll look at the purple. I think we looked
Stuff.
at it earlier, and I think it was still ate the red too much. But I'll take a look at it. Like a propel.
Whatever social media. Yeah, right. But yeah, and we just final things before we get to our wheel spin for our Monster Zone episodes for October. We hit 20,000 downloads on the show, which is fucking amazing. It's just blows my mind. Like, it literally just like it hurts. I was like, oh, pain. But thank you to everyone who downloads the show, who shares the show, listens. We appreciate you very much. We're 5 subscribers away from 500, so that's cool. Once we hit 500, then I have to go through all the videos and delete the trailers that are in our episodes because I keep flagging them for copyright. So in order for us to possibly get something from the YouTube channel once we get the 500 subscribers, I got a lot of work to do there. Check that out. Oh no, TeePublic is not loading. No.
It's a sweet shirt. Like it'll be there. Like
Yeah.
I said, it's for. It ends
It's like a
what,
couple
tomorrow?
more. I think there's like 2 more days left of the sale.
Yeah.
But like I said, TeePublic has like 35% off sales all the time. So just do that. And the logo, I'm not going to be like deleting the logo once October ends. It's going to be up forever. You guys can buy that logo as, you know, in fucking January if you want. Like, I'm probably going to end up making a logo for the winter seasons as well. So I just have to figure out what it's going to look like.
The only thing that sucks is like I'm trying to save money. Not that we need to. Just kind of.
I know, man. I know, because
And,
like even I want to buy the merch, and I'm just like,
Yeah, because there's also a shirt on TeePublic. I really want some Mo Guerra shirt, which is a film we haven't covered yet, and I just really fucking want it. But
Yeah.
I've lost, like,
Yeah, the problem is with copyrights. So like we've been, you know, usually in the beginning of the episodes, like we'll do our intro. I mean, you guys, whoever, you know, for everybody who listens to the show, you know that we usually I insert the trailer to the movie we're covering before we actually start the episode. And if you play it for longer than I think like 20 seconds, it flags it as copyright. Sometimes the trailers don't get copyright struck. Well, it's not strike. It's a well, no, they would be a strike because the strike is not as bad as the claim. and then sometimes they don't. So like I put the trailer for Godzilla in, didn't get flagged, but then I would do it for like, I think it's more for like newer movies or like ones that are straight from like Warner Brothers fucking YouTube channel, which is sometimes the only way you can find a fucking trailer. And to be honest, I might just not add the trailers anymore because it's like, you guys know what movie we're covering. You guys, it doesn't need to be part of it. So.
What's that other purple look like?
Hello?
Hi, ghost people, shadow people. That doesn't look too bad.
You gonna get a purple shirt?
No, somebody told me to. Johnny said buy a purple shirt.
Hello?
He's like, do it. Fucking pussy.
I heard hello.
Screenwriter always said anything longer than 4 seconds was copyright, but I've had 10-second clips that don't get flagged. But on the other hand, I've had 2-second clips that get hit. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the way YouTube works. It's annoying.
Yeah, they suck.
Hi.
Baby?
I'm gonna dress as a YouTuber this year. It's gonna be sweet.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, dude.
Yes.
And you can't hear us.
Say hi.
Hi, but oh my goodness. You said hi. Finally.
Why aren't you sleeping? I know this went longer than I was expecting, but Daddy was talking and just don't stop talking.
Dad.
People on the chatter. It's like, spin the fucking wheel. Just kidding.
But yeah, September was also one of our highest months for downloads of the year. So we still got tomorrow, so we could break it to be the #1 month, but we'll see.
Dad, let me talk.
What are you saying? You just saying, Mama?
I don't know. He was looking in your direction. And
No, because my wife's off screen over here.
Oh.
That's all I got from IG today. So.
But yeah, that's everything. That's everything that's going on with the show. So now, last but not least, we're going to spin the wheel. Pick our movies that we're going to be covering for the Monster Zone for October.
Yeah.
You gotta share your screen.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, don't do that. Don't worry, guys. I'm just going to flip through a bunch of screens because I don't remember which one. Oh, Lord. What am I doing? There we go. That's the one I want. All right. Hey, turn off your music. Turn off the music, though. I can hear your music. It's all right. You're actually muted right now anyways because I switched screens.
Where'd they go?
There we go.
Yeah, we're just sitting and listening to shit in the
All
background.
right, you guys are good.
Fucking copyright struck, dude.
Yay.
We're done.
It's okay.
It's over.
Pull up. There we go.
All right.
All right.
Is we good?
All right, you're good. All right, for the first movie we're going to be covering in October, Spinning the Wheel. It is gonna be Rampage. Is this the Rock Rampage?
Do you want this not to be here?
This feels like this. I feel like this is a one that we could cover on the core show.
We'll respin.
We'll
respin.
All right. Hey, is that Colossal movie? Is that the one with Anne Hathaway?
It is the one with Anne
Okay.
Hathaway.
All right, here we go.
Ooh.
20 million miles to Earth.
20 million miles to Earth.
All right, I gotta make sure I put these in my notes because I'll forget.
Write this down.
We're gonna get back-to-back Harryhausen movies. Holy.
I mean,
Boogity-doo.
isn't that the way to go?
Fuck yeah, it is. This movie's great.
All right, wait a second. What is it called? 20 million miles to Earth.
I thought we were getting Valley of Gwangi. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Dinosaurs and cowboys, baby.
Tango.
Hang on. Give me a second.
And I'm gonna look up see where these movies are playing after we get our second pick. All right. For the second movie of October.
Number 2.
Oh, look, the sub wheel. Oh, interesting.
War of the Colossal Man.
It should be War of the Colossal. It might be under that, but it might also be War of the Colossal Beast as well. So put that as a note.
So
He said this
I know
was his.
it's the Amazing Colossal Man is the first one, and there's War of the Colossal Beast.
Okay,
Attack
so
of the Colossal
20 million
Thing.
miles to Earth.
So if it's wrong, it's Dan's fault.
Yes.
He wrote down.
So it is on Roku channel and on Plex.
What about 20 million miles to Earth? Which I own that. But I'm...
Oh, 20 million miles to Earth. No, that's what I just said.
Oh, okay.
What was it? What was the other one?
War of the was it
War
Colossal Man or
of
War
the
Colossal Beast?
Colossal.
Point at things.
Is that the doggy?
He knows.
Yeah.
Colossal Beast.
Yeah, War of the Colossal Beast.
1958.
War of the Colossal
Scary.
Beast.
Something scary.
It is on.
Dad.
Tubi.
Ah! It's on Tubi?
Yeah, War of the Colossal Beast.
Oh, well, this app then is telling me lies.
Pluto TV, Tubi, Plex, YouTube.
All right. Well, there we are. Those are our two movies that we're going to be covering in October for the Monster Zone. So make sure to go over to patreon.com/dissectthatfilm. At our $5 tier is where that show will be exclusive. So there might be some changes to the Patreon, so sit tight. Don't know really what the changes are going to be. But as of right now, we have the $5 tier, and that's where the Monster Zone is. So check that out. We're also going to try to do a Tubi movie. We apologize to our patrons who didn't get a Tubi review this month, but we just didn't get enough time.
You're getting a slice of TV.
Whoa!
You're still getting content.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Turning me down, man. Turning me down. All right, well, I think it's time to get out of here, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the show. For everybody who's listening to us later, we appreciate all the support. Make sure to check out Trick or Treat, which will be the episode coming out next Friday, and then we have our Slice of TV on Gamera Rebirth, which will be out on Monday, and the audio version of this will be out probably Monday as well for anyone who wants to just listen to this. So thank you, everybody. We appreciate you and everything you do for the show. And until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. Oh, actually, before I go, I want to thank all of our patrons as well, because for some reason I always forget to mention that. Thank you to all of our patrons who spend their hard-earned cash on us for some reason. Thank you very much, and your support means the world to us. So, okay, until next time, I'm Brett Parker. That is Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. We are Dissect That Film, and this has been another episode of Dissect That Film Live. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Like